Nation, hope you're having an awesome Tuesday. My name, of course, is Philip DeFranco, and this is where I talk about news tabs, stuff, and things that matter to me today. And I'd like to start today's show off with some people that deserve props. The first being that the Chris Pratt, Chris Evans bet went down like I predicted. If you don't remember, good old Captain America is a Patriots fan, Star-Lord is a Seahawks fan. They made a bet on Twitter saying if their team won, the other person would have to dress up as their Marvel character wearing the other team's jersey, and they'd have to go to a children's hospital of their choosing. Of course, anyone familiar with PR knew that it wasn't gonna happen like that. You can't make entertaining children who really need entertaining a punishment. And after the game, which of course Seattle lost, they said that they're both going to go to both places. And it's nice to see some celebrities doing good and everyone in the media not trying to tear them down, at least at this moment. But of course, you don't have to be a famous person to do some good in the world. And that's why I want to give props and a spotlight to all the strangers who helped out one man, James Robertson of Detroit, for over a decade because there were no buses on his 23-mile route from home to work. James walked over 21 miles a day over that entire period to get to and from work. That being a factory job where he makes $10.55 an hour. His work schedule is he starts his trek at 8 o'clock in the morning, then he has to catch a bus that takes him to a place where then he has to walk 7 more miles. He then works till 10 p.m., catches one of the final buses at 1 a.m., gets home at 4 a.m., and then he pretty much just has to repeat the cycle. His boss at the factory he works at says that he has a perfect attendance record, and word had spread about this man, eventually getting to and inspiring some Michigan college students who started an online campaign for $5,000. As of recording this video, there are 2 days left and they have raised $208,000 along with a local car dealership offering a free car to the man. And while part of me knows that helping one man doesn't do anything in the full grand scheme of things, I love this story. Right now we live in a throwaway and give up culture. Oh, it's too hard, I'm gonna make an excuse, it's someone else's fault. But this is a man who said, no, I am a man. If you're a woman, say, I am a woman. To others, this is a problem. To others, this is an obstacle. To me, this is a challenge. And the fact that now and then people take notice of this, I love that. And that's why I say, Mr. Robertson, at this time, you are a better man than I and you inspire me. We've never met, but from everything I've seen, I respect you and your determination, your willpower that you don't go around bragging about is something that I aim towards now. Then something I wanted to share because it's awesome, but also it kind of made me angry. You might remember Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. A YouTuber by the name of Jack Wedge posted a video of him beating the game blindfolded. So really quickly, on behalf of 90% of the people that ever played that game, that's awesome, but also I hate you forever. Then in exciting book news, do not leave, non-nerds. Harper Lee, best known as the author of To Kill a Mockingbird, a book everyone in high school had to read or faked reading, thank you cliffnotes.com, will reportedly be publishing a new book, and it's a big deal because it's her second book ever. I mean, she really didn't have to do anything after that. It sold 30 million copies, she's probably fine. But what's really interesting is the creation of the book. This book was not written in the past 5 years. In fact, this is actually her first book. Harper Lee said, in the mid-1950s, I completed a novel called Go Set a Watchman. It features the character known as Scout as an adult woman, and I thought it a pretty decent effort. My editor, who was taken by the flashbacks to Scout's childhood, persuaded me to write a novel from the viewpoint of the young Scout, which of course became To Kill a Mockingbird. So the question, why has it not been released since? Well, she said she was a first-time writer, she did as she was told, she worked on this new book, she didn't think about the old one, and then she lost it until it was found after 60 years last year, which she said shocked her, and then everyone started reading it, and they were like, you really gotta release this. So effectively what's happening is because of the way the writing process happened, and with To Kill a Mockingbird actually being a prequel, after all these years, To Kill a Mockingbird is kind of getting a sequel that is still in the mindset of the original creation. And now the nerd inside of me is super excited. Although not everyone is as excited about a sequel to Kill a Mockingbird. Some people have pointed out that the timing might be weird and all this story about this being found might just be PR. Harper Lee's sister Alice Lee was the head of her estate and also her lawyer. She passed away last year, and many people are saying that it's possible that Alice Lee was stopping this, and now that she's not around, those around her were making this happen for more money. Although it should be noted these concerns and these points are being brought up from outsiders. But I will admit the timing is possibly concerning. Also, if I can connect this to a little bit of life advice to those of you out there without children or lots and lots of responsibility, read books for fun. There will come a time in your life where it is very hard to just cut off huge chunks of time to be able to do this. It's actually really fun. There's a reason that so many people that read the book say the movie didn't live up to it, because this is the best fucking movie that we can make. Then there was a really exciting report from Business Week saying Google is preparing to offer its own Uber competitor, except their ride-hailing service would involve self-driving cars. It is very interesting that they're doing this. Obviously, we've known that they've been working on self-driving cars and more information's come out, but they're also one of Uber's biggest investors. In 2013, Google invested $258 million in Uber, which has led many to theorize that it was a move on Google's part to be on the board so they could find out where their future competitor was headed. And while if that is true and that was always the intention, that is dirty. free. But that said, I would 100% use a Google service for self-driving cars that's like Uber. I mean, it would be safer, cheaper, more reliable. And as long as the future of their self-driving cars does not involve this guy, it's a win. I'm sorry, Uber. Also, while I'm giving out advice, can anything cool happen in the world without someone getting a stupid tattoo of it or nah? I love Left Shark, you love Left Shark, but in 2 years, when someone's like, what's that shark for? You're gonna be the guy going, well, like 2 years ago at the Super Bowl, remember Katy Perry was performing and for like a minute there was a dancing shark. I really just regret all my decisions. And then Nation, I have to talk about something that makes me sad and also confused. Randy Quaid, who you might remember from Kingpin, Independence Day, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. He posted a video on YouTube where he's speaking to Rupert Murdoch. Now a thing to note is the video has been removed from YouTube. I understand why, and so I can't show the actual clips from it. But my personal theory is Randy Quaid is either mentally disturbed or he and his wife made this while they were super high. But I don't know, those are just theories. The reason I came to those theories I will now explain. In the video, he mentioned that he was in the movies Christmas Vacation and also Independence Day, movies that grossed over $1 billion. And he complained that Rupert Murdoch, Warner Brothers, and News Corp never thanked him for his work. Then adding the statement, for good measure, Warner Brothers even had my wife and I falsely arrested 6 times by TMZ. No, for real. That's really how it works. Hashtag PMC. Police media corruption. Boom. Saying that they've been put through a hell of biblical proportions. If you don't know, Quaid and his wife, who is the woman in the back with the shades just chilling there, are wanted on $500,000 bench warrants after they fled Canada in 2010 to avoid trial on vandalism and residential burglary charges. Authorities saying the couple has been living illegally in the guest house of a property they once owned. It's also reported that Quaid was removed from the Actors Equity Union after other performers in a Seattle play accused him of verbally and physically abusing them. And they're also suing the US State Department for the return of the passports that were revoked 3 years ago. And so you have a rant video. Why was it removed? Well, while this video was on the tracks around Crazy Town, someone flipped a switch and this train just started barreling to the center of Crazy Town when Randy Quaid says, "So Rupert, you wanna fuck me? I'm gonna fuck you." At which point he pulls out a mask of Rupert Murdoch, has his wife come over and put the mask on, and proceeds to either simulate or actually bang his wife on camera. And you don't know what the hell's happening at this point. The dog behind him starts barking. Mid-thrust, he's still shouting at the camera, "Together, Rupert, together we'll wipe out police media corruption." And it's weird finishing that story because I can't show the video in here and I feel like I'm making up. If you want to watch the mirror, I'll post it. It'll be in the links down below. I just never would have assumed Randy Quaid would come off crazier than his character in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Also, it makes me wonder, at what point are you so angry at someone that you put a mask of that person's face on someone you love and then anger bang them? I don't even know anymore. That's where I'm gonna end today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, or don't, I get it, I'm lazy. Also, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. For those that want to share this video, please only do it with your cool friends. I'm tired of your bullshit friends. Also, if you're not 100% filled in today, you can check out Today in Awesome. There was a bunch of it today, or go to twitch.tv/DeFranco Games, where not only am I gonna be streaming video games live from 2 to 4 Pacific Standard Time, and then there's a replay, but something I tested this morning, and I think I'm gonna do it tomorrow and the day after, is from 7 to 9 Pacific Standard Time. I'm gonna be creating the show live. I'm gonna be outlining it, picking up stories. About 4,000 of you came through and watched, but more importantly, you participated, and I found stories I never would have found, and so it was this really cool creative process. So if you want to be a part of it, it's a little slower paced than a lot of other things. You can check that out. But, of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love yo faces, and I'll see you next time.
I think you're holding it together better than Kevin and I.
Oh my God. Is there a bar at the top of this hill?